And usually it happens first 10 to 15 minutes, people keep joining in. So I will just introduce myself and tell a little bit about the organization. And after that, I'll also talk about the agenda once again. So instead of talking about the agenda now, let me, welcome everyone, a formal welcome to everyone once again.
Hi, welcome to Anexas. Anexas has been consulting and training the professionals in the organizations around the world since 2006, and we have trained more than 150,000 people and consulted for more than 500 organizations, which includes Fortune 100 organizations too. I'm Amitabh Saxena, and I have designed this program based on my 30 years of experience while working in various industries across many domains. The whole Anexas team once again joins me in welcoming you.
So there's a lot of effort of whole team to put up this training program. And yeah, it's a fast-paced training program of learning yellow belt tools and techniques. And I hope you are all ready. About the organization, we have been operating since 2006, and we have been enabling individuals and organizations achieve excellence. And personally, I have trained more than 150,000 people and guided many projects. I'm a chemical engineer, MBA, and if I take you back to 30, 35 years, like almost 30 years, right? 32 years to be very precise. I graduated as an engineer, I did my MBA finance, and then I used to work 12 hours per day in a shift because I wanted to earn a lot of money, but I was earning very less money. I was also an amateur poet, and I'm still an amateur poet. And I was hardworking then, and today also I'm hardworking, but I was not earning money. One fine day, the organization told me that they are selecting the top 10 high performers in the organization and sending them for a black belt training. Now, I thought that, well, I'm also one of those 10 performers, top 10 performers, but unfortunately, the organization did not think so. And I was not nominated for the training. But the good part was that those who went for the training, they made a huge difference to the organization. They did some projects and they saved a lot of money for the organizations, and they were highly valuable employees after that. So I thought maybe in the next batch I will get my training, but unfortunately that next batch never came. And I thought of becoming a Lean Six Sigma black belt myself. I looked around and I found very far away from my country where I was working in a Southeast Asian countries in a long time ago, in Malaysia, Thailand, and Singapore areas. And I found something in Paris, and I went there. I invested a lot of money, and after investing a lot of money, I got trained and I got certified. And then, as I said before you, I am a Lean Six Sigma Master Black Belt, data scientist, PMP, CPHQ, etc. And I have trained lots and lots of people. And once I became a black belt, I could also do a lot of good, positive, I could make positive differences to my organization. And not only my organization, later on, I decided to become a self-employed consultant. And I started going confidently to the organization saying, I can really make a positive difference to organizations. And I was, of course, was able to do that. So, I've spoken in many conferences, and I also appeared on TV shows, etc., and newspaper articles. Some proof I will show you in the next 5 minutes. And why am I telling you all these things? Because I think and I believe that you can achieve much more than this, because there is a huge requirement of green belt, black belts, and master black belts in the industry today, because everyone wants to improve. And today you'll be learning not only from my experience, but also from what my students have taught me, because these students are now CEOs and business owners and trainers, well-recognized trainers. They are sometimes self-employed professionals too. So they also keep talking to me, and I keep learning from their experiences. So that's what we're going to learn. Just some photographs just to prove that I've been around for quite some time with a lot of people whom I have trained. I also take pride in telling that I was the first person to conduct the Lean and Six Sigma Black Belt anywhere in whole of Middle East. And incidentally, it was for a hospital. Yeah. Then immediately it was for a oil company. In fact, world's largest oil company, Aramco, ADNOC, SABIC, petrochemical companies, largest banks, largest investment banks, biggest hospitals around the world, they have been our clients. And we have received lots of awards and felicitations in different forums, appeared on business TV shows,
I am
in
Shekhar Suman, and I wish to
multiple,
congratulate
in
one
Gulf
Lean
and in
Six Sigma
India,
certified
and
black belt from
and even
Anexas
in
for
ASQ
immense
TV in
feat. Thank
US.
you.
I've got a lot of videos to show like this, but I will quickly move on. American Strategy of Quality under ASQ TV,
On 21st of May
and
2009,
the whole interview is available. It's an honor to have railways as our clients. Anexas go and lots of videos, lots of articles, papers, etc. So yeah, I'd like to teach you Lean and Six Sigma. So okay, so let us start with the agenda. So today I'm going to talk about, and if you want, I'll start with the what are benefits of Lean and Six Sigma. After that, I'll teach you DMAC, etc., and then I'll present some case studies to you. Can you tell me the similarities? What are the similarities here? So hi Pratyusha and hi Farish. Hi Chamarti. Yeah. So can you please tell me what are the similarities here? What is common here? Hotel improves customer satisfaction, insurance claims reduced by 70%, everything. Yes, is talking about improvements, reducing waste. As Azam is telling, it's all Lean Six Sigma approach. Yes, very good. Ziyad is telling reducing the waste. Anita is telling lean and agile approach. Okay, sorry, productivity. Anita is telling productivity. Abhilash is saying. So all of you are right. Abhishek, Avinash, Himanshu, uh, Khadija, Sunil, Subhash, Olu Vasyun, almost every Jyoti, everyone is right. So good. They have all used Lean Six Sigma approach and data analytics approach. Let's learn about a little bit about what is Lean Six Sigma. See, Lean Six Sigma is about improving the processes in your company by using project approach. Now, what is the definition of a project? The definition of a basic definition of a project, it has got a starting point and it has got an end point. It doesn't exist after some time. That is the basic definition of a project. So whatever you want to improve in your organization, you convert that into a project. So if I want to reduce the costs, then I will take up improvement project to reduce the cost. If I want to reduce the defects, I will take, today my defect rate is 10%. I would like to reduce it to 5%. If I want to reduce the waste, maybe I've got 30 to 40% wasteful steps in my process today. I would like to reduce to 5% by the end of June 30th. This is a typical project. Lean and Six Sigma, green belts and black belts too. So Lean and Six Sigma, green belt and a black belt, or a black belt, is able to reduce the cost, reduce the defects, reduce the waste, reduce the rework, reduce the cycle time, and also improve the quality, production efficiency, productivity, customer satisfaction, capacity, profitability, and resilience. And which CEO would not love a person who can achieve all these things? So green belts and black belts are these people who can achieve all of these. Now let me jump to the, if you want, maybe I can tell you in the video the story of how Lean Six Sigma started. So it started, do you know which company started Lean Six Sigma? Or which company started Lean and which company started Six Sigma? Anyone?
And converting these improvement opportunities into projects. It all started in Motorola when Bob Galvin, the CEO, took a challenge saying that I would like to improve everything by 5 times in the organization. And he was told about some statistical tools and techniques which Bill Smith and Michael Harry were using to improve the processes. Bob Galvin was so much impressed with what Bill Smith and Michael Harry were doing, he told them to develop a methodology which, if applied to the organizational processes, can improve the processes. So he was particularly impressed with what Bill Smith and Michael Harry were doing. They were choosing improvement projects. Now, what is the definition? As I told you, definition of a project is it has a starting point, it has an end point, it doesn't exist after some time. So Bill Smith and Michael Harry would translate the improvement opportunities in the organization to projects, and applying tools and techniques of statistics, they would find the root causes of the problem, and then after solving the root causes of the problem would impact the organizational bottom line. Both of them developed Six Sigma DMAC methodology. They started training the green belts and black belts. Green belts and black belts were the people who could fight all the quality related problems in the organizations. Six Sigma brought in a lot of benefits for Motorola, and it also won Malcolm Baldrige Award in 1988. Jack Welch of GE was so much impressed with this methodology that he told his employees that you would not be promoted if you are not a green belt. So everyone wanted to be a green belt, everyone started doing projects. Then GE started telling their vendors and suppliers that if you want to have business from GE, you need to implement Six Sigma. So vendors also started asking what is Six Sigma, and GE would say that we will send our master black belts and train you in this methodology. So in this manner, Lean Six Sigma spread out around the world, and today almost 80% of the Fortune 100 companies and many, many more companies around the world have implemented Six Sigma and Lean. Lean started in Toyota.
So that was the story. I just used the video to speed up the things because, well, I would like to tell a lot of things today. I'll start with simple topics, a simple topic of Lean. Then I will move on to Six Sigma because there is some statistics to be learned there, and don't run away. You will find it easy. Although it's complex topic, it's a very complex topic, but we will be able to explain it. I hope so, in a better way. And I hope you will understand a lot of good concepts today. If you are totally a beginner, then first half an hour we'll devote for you. We'll assume that you don't know anything, and we'll start from ground zero. Then obviously, once a little bit of fundamentals are taught to you, you'll be ready to take off. And after that, we'll enter into the data analytics world, and we'll try to prove that how Six Sigma can make a huge difference to the organization using data analytics. And the next decade belongs to data analytics, my friends. And we have been teaching data analytics for the last 25 years as part of our green belts and black belts. Now, whatever you learn today in data science, by the way, we also conduct data science trainings, AI and data science training. If you are interested in becoming a data scientist, you can always contact us. We also conduct Power BI training. We also conduct project management training, CPHQ trainings, etc. And I conduct these trainings. So I'm always enthusiastic to talk about these. But today is the day of Lean Six Sigma. So what is Lean Six Sigma? Now, if you ask me, okay, let me start with very, very basics, very, very basics. Let's go to the, as I told you, I'll assume that you don't know anything. Yeah, even though you are knowing. But so see, let me make a model for every organization in the world. All the organizations in the world can be represented in this model. There are series of steps, which we call it as process. Series of steps. Step number 1, step number 2, 3, 4. Repetitively, they are executed. Repetitive. And they produce an output. Yep. This output is either a product or a service. This output is either a product or a service. There's no third type of output. Okay. And this output goes to the customers, customers. And these customers give feedback about the output. And also we can predict the demand of the customers of the product or the services, predict our demand. Okay. Now try to fit this into your organization. Try to fit this into your organization. And as you proceed, there is a strategy department or planning department, or sometimes you may call it a scheduling department or governing board, or there are various names, CEO's office. And they tell the suppliers to supply the inputs and supply the inputs. And these inputs are processed again through the process steps, again and again, multiple times, day in and day out, producing these outputs. And this is how your organization also works. This is how my organization also works. This is how your neighbor's organization also works. So basically, this is how all organizations in the world work. This is a model of an organization, and this is a system in which the organizations work. And let's call this a systems map. This is a systems map. It's also known as, more popular name is value stream map. The systems thinking was given by Dr. Edward Deming, but I'll not go into the theoretical aspects and philosophical aspects today. I keep, changing my way of training every time. Sometimes I'm more funny, sometimes I'm very serious, sometimes I'm philosophical. Today I'm mixed. Today I'm statistical. I'll talk too much of statistics today. Be prepared. You came for the torture. I did not invite you. Oh, sorry, I invited you. So ready to bear the torture. You are going to be subjected to a statistical torture just after half an hour. Yeah, but I hope you'll enjoy that. You'll have fun. Okay, so now we are talking about, and welcome to the new people who have just joined in. It happens, people keep joining, they can't join later. Don't worry, I have just started. Don't worry, I've just started. Yeah. So I was talking about, this is how the value flows. This is how the value flows in the organization, any organization. This is how a value flows. What is the value? Value is for the customer. Customer values, what the customer values. If he gets it, he is happy. If not, he's unhappy. Okay. Please remember that. And customers could be internal customers also, like, for example, this is department 3, this is department 4. So department 4 is the customer of department 3. So internal as well as external customers, they have some value. They want some value to be delivered. And that is what every customer, internal or external, is looking for. And if you are creating a flow without any interruption, if you create this value without any interruption, this is a healthy process. But if there are interruptions, there are waiting times. Like, for example, process number 1 is very fast. Step number 2 is very slow. There would be waiting time. There will be waiting time. Some examples are approval, waiting for approval, waiting for a reply, or waiting for the material to receive from, or information to be received from some other department. These are all examples of waiting time. So when one step is slow, one step is fast, then in that case, there is waiting times. Or if step number 3 is producing too many defects or errors, these defects or errors get carried over to step number 4, and then they are reflected in the output, and then they are reflected in the not so smiling face of the customer. right? And we don't want to dissatisfy the customer. So when the customer is dissatisfied, we call it as a problem, right? And customer is happy or dissatisfied related to products or the service. Now, what exactly is dissatisfied about? He is dissatisfied, and then some measures. There are some measures he's dissatisfied about. Although he may not tell you the measures, but that you have to decide, that we have to measure. You cannot improve if you cannot measure. You cannot manage if you cannot measure. So you have to measure. And we'll see in a short while, everything can be measured. So product or service will have measures. Some of the common measures are cycle time, the speed, yeah, cycle time of delivery of the product or service or completion of a particular process steps. Then we have got errors or defects, anything which the customer dislikes. You're not delivering as per the customer specification, that is an error. Or it could be a cost, or it could be very specific. Like say, for example, if you are manufacturing chocolates, then in that case, weight of the chocolate. If you are in a bank, the compliance. If you are in hospital, infection rate. And these are different measures. We can call them as CTQ, critical to quality characteristics. Critical to quality characteristics. Yeah, critical to quality, CTQ. Now, this is how our organization works. And you should develop a systems thinking. If you are a manager, or if you want to become a manager, of course, and you want to become a leader, you have to have a systems thinking. Once you develop the systems thinking, you can identify why the customer is unhappy. Say, problems are not in the people. Problems are not in the people. People don't come to the organization thinking, today I will make a mistake, today I will delay, today I will 10% of the services will be delayed. Today I'll make 20 mistakes. No one comes with that mindset. But what happens by the end of the day, there's a measure. Every day our process produces 20 mistakes. Every time 10% delay happens. Every day 10%. This 10% has been for last 2 years. Yeah. And we keep blaming the people. People will come and go out of the process, but the 10% still remains. The problem is not in the people. Problem is in the process. Change the process. The same people will deliver excellent results. That is why we are talking about process excellence. We are not talking about people excellence. All people are excellent. All people are excellent. Yeah. If you want to deliver products and services on time, without mistakes, without errors, with reduced costs, change the process. Don't try to change the people. Changing the people is very difficult. I had dinner with my school friend after 35 years. We were meeting each other after 35 years. After 35 years also, he was telling, I'm the same person. I also told him, you are the same person. We had not changed in 35 years. Even though I had acquired a lot of degrees and a lot of clients and a lot of things, photographs, those who missed out, they missed out some great photographs. I showed some of the very, very high-end case studies and clients and TV shows appearances I showed. Well, don't worry. If you missed out, and I'm there, you can look at me right now. I'm trying to, this is also a show, right? Okay, so now, once you've understood the basic how a system works, let us identify how to improve it, how to keep the customer very, very happy, always satisfied. So there are different ways. One is a lean and one is Six Sigma. And nowadays, everyone has integrated it as a lean and Six Sigma. Okay, so those who missed out in the beginning, I have been into lean and Six Sigma for the last 3 decades, and I have completed lots of projects. Just for the people around, I see 100 people have joined almost after I introduced myself. Okay, so sorry to tell you, you missed out on some great introduction. Okay, no worries. Now let us go back and let's learn about, if you ask me, what is lean in 3 sentences, and tell me, so I can tell you what is lean in 3 sentences. Let me attempt it again. By the way, I hope you understood why value, right? Value. What value means? What the customer values. See, please understand, value is not the product or the service which you are delivering. Value is not the output which you are delivering. No. Like right now, what is the output here? Training. The training is not value. What is the actual value? You are a customer, right? You are my customer. What is the value? What is the value you are looking at? You are looking at the enhancement of knowledge. That is the value you are looking at. No, so you have to identify the value correctly. And then once you know the enhancement of knowledge about, of course, Lean and Six Sigma, that is the value you are looking at. Then if I deliver the training by coming to your city, take a flight, take a ride on a taxi, and then sit in a lounge and wait for my boarding pass to be issued, etc. All these are non-value added activities. As a customer, you are not interested in that. They're not adding any value. My traveling to another city and staying in a hotel, etc. It is of no value to you. Please understand. Customers are looking at value. First, you understand value. You will identify, once you map the process in detail, you will find that a lot of non-value added activities are taking place in our process. And we have to deal with them. And how to deal with them, I will tell you later. After 1 hour, I will be explaining to you. Right now, for the time being, I'm just explaining to you what is lean. Okay. So in 3 sentences, one more thing I'll tell you before I give you the definition of lean in 3 sentences. There's something called Gemba. Gemba means go to the field, go to the place of action, go to the place of action where the action is taking place, go there at this place and look for yourself how the things are happening. And then map the process and identify the non-value added steps. Identify the non-value added steps and try to reduce them so that you can reduce the cycle time and the costs, right? And try to reduce the errors and mistakes as well. So let me define lean in 3 sentences. Map the process as is. Yeah. Using Gemba walk. Gemba, I told you, Gemba means, in Japanese, it means go to the field, go to the action, place of the action. So map the process as is by having a Gemba walk. Identify the non-value added activities. Reduce them as much as possible or eliminate if possible, and reduce the cycle times and try to eliminate the errors as much as possible by using techniques like mistake proofing. Mistake proofing, if time permits, I'll talk about it towards the end of the session today. Mistake proofing is also known as pokayoke. Pokayoke in Japanese means foolproofing. Even a foolish person cannot commit a mistake. Design the process such that even if you want to commit a mistake, you cannot commit a mistake. Yeah. So in short, that is what is lean, right? And there are 7 or 8 types of waste: overproduction, waiting, transportation, overprocessing, inventory, rework, rejections, underutilized resources. Now, I have got these explained in detail in various videos. You can subscribe to my channel. Anexas is totally free. Just click on the subscribe button. For 2 days, today and tomorrow, it's free. Just click on the subscribe button and go to YouTube channel, Anexas subscribe button, and you will get access to lots of videos which talk about all these tools and techniques. The training also is available to you as a recorded. It will be recorded right now, and it will be available to you. The recording will be available to you as a YouTube link or a Facebook link and different social media. Right now, it's live, so you can always watch this as many times as you want. So that was about lean. Just I talked about lean. Waste in Japanese is also known as muda, M-U-D-A, muda. Yeah. Now that was about lean. Now let us look at Six Sigma. So let's to understand Six Sigma a little bit. Let's imagine that we are manufacturing some product, let's say chocolates, and the specification or the weight of the chocolate, which I need to I'll just make it a little bit bigger so that you can understand. So the weight of the chocolate is, let us say, 100 grams. That's the specification. We call it a specification. Yeah. Or let me draw it here. It will be easier for us to draw it here. See, customer will generally specify the waiting time should not be more than 30 minutes. They're also known as KPIs, right? The weight of the chocolate should be between, it should be around 100 plus minus 3 grams. Yeah. This is just an example. Yeah. I'm just trying to give you an example. So the customer will have a specification limit. Specification limit. Thank you, Ganesh. You are telling, well, you have already subscribed to the channel, YouTube channel. You will get lots of material and sequence. You will also get, because I think if you understand Hindi or Urdu, then you will also see their Lean Six Sigma program in Hindi and Urdu. You can even watch that. So specification limit. It will have an upper specification limit, which is 103 grams. Yeah. This means what? The chocolate should be between 97 to 103 grams. I hope you are with me. Upper specification limit is 103 grams. Lower specification limit is 97 grams. Right? Upper specification limit is 103 grams. Lower specification limit is 97 grams. And this is the weight of the chocolate I'm producing, right? So these are the limits. Let me draw these limits here. So just now I explained lean to you. Lean is a little easier to understand. That the Six Sigma takes a little bit of statistical knowledge. So I have to build a base. Yeah. Next one hour, I'm going to torture you with statistics. I told you. But once the torture, when you go to the gymnasium, you have to torture yourself. You have to lift the weights. Yeah. Then only you'll become strong. So if you want your career to be stronger, you have to lift the weights. This is the weight. Next one hour, your mind is going to lift a lot of weights. I hope you are with me. You can watch this training again as well. I'll not repeat usually. I'll be a little slow, but I'll not repeat. Sometimes I'll be fast also because I want to give you lots and lots of tools today. So lower specification limit is 97 grams and upper specification limit is 103 grams. And please remember SL. SL means specification limit. Later on, I'll ask you, okay? Because I'll talk about control limits also after some time. Okay, so don't confuse with control limits and specification limits. Specification limits are given by the customer. We also call them as voice of customer. Voice of customer. Okay, voice of customer. Yeah. Yes, it's not everyone. Yes, you're right. So a lot of people are beginners here, and this is yellow belt training. So we have to be we have to start from ground level. Yes. Now, lower specification limit, upper specification limit. My chocolate should be between 97 to 103 grams, but my process has got its own voice. My machines have got its own voice. Collectively, my system has got its own voice. This is my system of producing chocolates. See, this is my system of producing chocolates. This is the system of treating the patients in the hospital. This is a system of serving the customers in a bank. This is a system of, this is everything, basically. System of all the organizations in the world. See, I'm giving you a lot of power. You can be very confident now. You know all the organizations in the world. Yeah, right. Now, customer has given a voice, but the process has got its own voice. Hey, I will not produce between 97 to 104. Process refuses. the way you have designed the process, the way you have trained the people, process refuses. Process says, sorry, I'm not listening to you. And if I collect the data, I find my process, okay, maximum chocolates are at 100 grams. Very good, nice. But some of them are at 101. Okay, good. 102. Okay, good. 103. Oh, 104. Very few 105. Very, very few 106 also. Wow. Very nice. And this story continues on the left side as well. Hey, aha. This is my voice of process. It's process smiles at you. Hey, this is my voice. You may think whatever you want to achieve, but this is voice of process. Yeah. Is that this is voice of process? And let's say it is between 94 to 106. The customer is unhappy. Customer says, wow, I'd never told you to produce. See, both the customers, even senior management is your customer. They are not happy if you give more chocolates to the customer. You may feel customer receiving more chocolate is not a defect. No, sorry, it's a defect. Similarly, customer receiving less chocolate is also a defect. I paid for 100 grams. Why you're giving 94 grams? I don't like it, right? And if you give 106, the senior management will tell you, the owners will tell you, I'm charging the customer, I'm getting money for 100 grams and you are giving him 106 grams. Sorry, both are defects. Now, Mr. Gauss, he found one interesting phenomena. Mr. Gauss, around 17th and 18th century, he had no work to do, it appears. He had a lot of free time. He used to study all the repetitive processes in the universe. And he found that this probability distribution exists almost in all repetitive processes. All repetitive processes. He checked the heights of the people in his locality. Maximum people were 174, but some people, very, very few, and more, no one more than 190 and no one less than 140. And this type of distributions were there always. He called this as normal distribution. And this normal distribution exists in all our processes. Your weight of chocolate, time taken to complete a job, cost, your weekly sales or monthly sales or daily sales, everything follows this normal distribution. Everything follows this normal distribution. Okay. Yeah. So right now we are talking about specification limit, right? I'll come to the control limits in a while. I've not talked about it. Please remember that. I've not yet spoken about it. Now, he found one interesting phenomena. And what was that interesting phenomena? He found that when you collect the data, whenever you collect the data, let's say I collect the data of my traveling time, let's say 30 minutes one day, 33 minutes one day, 34 minutes one day, 29 minutes one day, 27 minutes, 26. I will get an average and I will also get a standard deviation. Always I'll get one standard deviation. Let's say standard deviation is 5. Now don't worry about how to calculate standard deviation. If you are so much interested, you can watch my video. I'll put a video link here. How to calculate standard deviation. I have even derived the formula for standard deviation. And you'll understand the standard deviation for the first time, maybe. Even if you have known the formula, you'll understand the standard deviation for the first time. That's my claim. Yeah, I would have loved to show that video to you here, but right now we are in yellow belt. I don't want to complicate things too much, but you will love to see this video, which is coming up in the chat box, and you will receive these links in your email as well, by the way. So if you are interested in knowing how to calculate the standard deviation, nowadays it's very easy to calculate using automated Excel sheet or Minitab. I will demonstrate Minitab software as well. If you are a green belt and a black belt, usually you use mini tab, and I'll talk about mini tab also in a short while. But let us just come back to a repetitive process. So Mr. Goss, what he found? Mr. Goss, he found all the repetitive processes, like my traveling to my office, it follows normal distribution. And one interesting thing he found was that if you collect 30 to 40 samples, calculate the average and standard deviation, you can predict about the whole population, performance of the whole population from which you have drawn the sample. So you have collected data of around 15, 30, 15, 20 days of my travel time. You can predict about whole year's travel. How? By using Gaussian theorem. He says, plus 1 times standard deviation, plus 2 times standard deviation, plus 3 times standard deviation. And here also, minus 1 times standard deviation, minus 2 times standard deviation, and minus 3 times standard deviation. You will find almost 99%. To be very precise, 99.73% of the total population. 99.73% of the total population. I'm not talking about sample. I'm talking about the whole population. Means if I try to, let me apply this formula here. My average time is 30 minutes. Standard deviation is 5 minutes. Average time is 30 minutes. Plus 1 time standard deviation will be how much? Can you tell me? Plus 1 time standard deviation will be how much? 35. Right? Plus 2 times the standard deviation will be how much? 40. Plus 3 times standard deviation will be how much? Yes. So Himesh Solanki, you are really learned man. Farish, you also learned man. Oh, very good. A lot of you are learned. I see a lot of, okay, minus 1 time standard deviation will be 25. This will be 20. And this will be 15. Right? Yeah. So just by calculating the average and standard deviation, I can predict about all my travels. Now, in my green belt sessions and black belt sessions, I'll tell you how to attend my green belt and black belt sessions. It's very easy. Towards the end of the training program, I'll give you certain links to register. You just register. Okay. And you can, those, I conduct this this links will be for English trainings. But if you are interested in Hindi trainings, you have to tell me separately. You have to, today, we will be talking about only the English linkages. So, towards the end of this program, and those who attend the full program, they will receive a link of this recorded training. Plus, they will also get an opportunity to get a certificate as well. I'll tell you the procedure for that in the end. First, you have to attend the session, right? Plus, I will also tell you if you want, if you are interested to become a green belt or a black belt, then what you need to do. And I will train you. I'll like to, today, maybe it's the beginning of the journey. I take you through green belt and a black belt and a master black belt too. Yeah. And all our certificates are worldwide recognized. You will be getting certificate. We are affiliated to various certifying bodies of the world. There are many certifying bodies, and every certifying body is authorized. Yeah. So we are affiliated to multiple IASSC. We follow ASQ model. We are affiliated to AEC Denmark, and all these 3 bodies are very well recognized. Plus, there are hundreds of certifying body, and almost all bodies are. See, Lean and Six Sigma, the knowledge matters more, right? The certification, not only in Lean Six Sigma, everywhere. Certification doesn't matter. The knowledge matters, and our job is to learn. And of course, my job is to give you the right knowledge, and in a way that you can remember, plus of course the certification, and that will enhance your career. So some of the people are asking about those details. I would request them to please wait for a while. Let me focus on the training part, and I'll tell you, don't worry, you'll get certificates, you'll get green belt, black belt also. I'll tell you the whole journey. Please don't worry. I just stay on for a while. So now coming back, 30, 33, 34. Now we have got some samples and I can predict about the whole journey. So in my green belt training program, I was telling you, I collect the data of usually our batch size is around 15 to 20 people. So we take the heights of people present in the training and we predict about the heights of 2 billion people in the world. Can you believe? And we are mostly right. I've got so many whiteboards extracts where I can just pull out some whiteboard and tell you about last training program. Mostly we get an average of the world height is around 174 plus minus 2. And then standard deviation is around 6 to 7. And then we predict about the whole population of the world, because usually our participants are from the world. So 20, 30 samples around the world, if we collect, I can predict about the whole world. And we are so right. Try it out tomorrow. Put some data of your organization, sales data. Maybe this is the sales data. 30,000. This is it's $30,000 per day of sales. $33,000 per day of sales. You will get an average $30,000 as an average sales per day. Standard deviation you will get. So this is $30,000, 30K, and this is $5,000 is your standard deviation. I can predict then daily. Your range is between 15 to 45. You don't never go below 15,000 and never you go above 45,000. Okay. And this Mr. Gauss, without any laptop and computer and calculator, he found out in 17th and 18th century. Yeah. And this is a theorem. Theorem means you don't have to prove it. It exists. It happens in nature. You have to believe it, right? You don't have to prove. You just use it. You make use of it, that information, right? Now, these are known as lower control limit, LCL and UCL. Yeah. So AEC certification, some people are asking about different, so many people, do you have this university certificate, that university? See, please remember, one certificate is enough. So we leave it to you, which one you want to go. Our fees includes the AEC certification, Anexas Europe certification from Denmark, issued from Denmark. But you can go for any other certification, but you pay, that depends on you, how much fees you want to pay. Yeah. Now, please remember, lower control limit and upper control limit is minus 3 times standard deviation and plus 3 times standard deviation. Please remember this. I told you to remember a specification limit. So now this is the voice of process, LCL and UCL. So if I just retrofit, customer wanted 103 to 97 grams and my standard deviation of my process was 2 grams. So I can know my chocolates are between 100 and 1 standard deviation will be how much? 102. 2 standard deviation will be how much? 104. And 3 standard deviation will be how much? 106. Similarly, here it will be 98, 100 minus 2, right? Then 96, right? 98, 96, and 94. '96 is a little bit here. I'll just change it. 96, if you want to be as per the scale, 96 and 98. So this is how the voice of process. In the voice of process, I can hear, process is trying to tell you something. So voice of process, how can I listen to the voice of process? By collecting the data. Collect the average, get the standard deviation. And now process is telling me, hey, I'm going to produce between 94 grams to 106 grams of chocolates. Yeah. Now what should you do then in this case? Can you tell me what should you do? What should you do in such a situation? I can reduce the standard deviation. Don't you agree? I can reduce the standard deviation. So let me reduce the standard deviation. Right now, Standard deviation was. I hope you are not running away. I hope you are not running away. I hope it's not too complicated, right? So here, my average is 100 and standard deviation earlier was 2. Let me make it 1. So my chocolates. So this remains the same, right? 97 and 103. Customer specification is not going to change. But now my process, which was earlier between 94 to 96, it will be between 101, 102, 103, right? 100, 101, 102, and 103. I hope you are getting it. I hope you are with me, right? 99, 98, and 97. And yes, my process is now not producing too many defects. Still some defects are being produced. Some defects are there, but the percentage of defects is reduced drastically. Percentage of defects have reduced drastically. And if I want to reduce it further, I make a very beautiful, overall my machine, I train my operators, I make a beautiful process and I follow the SOPs. My standard deviation now become 0.5. Now how will my process look like? 100, 100.5, 101, and 101.5. This has been 99.5, 99, and 98.5. And can you tell me what is the probability of producing a defect now? What is the probability of producing a defect now? Just guess. Very, very less. Very, very less. It may be like 0.000034, 3 defects in 1 million opportunities. Very, very less. Right? So here, how many standard deviation away I was? See, these are the control limits. Now, control limits, you tell me. Control limit should be like which should be narrower? Control limit should be narrower, or the or specification limit should be narrower as compared to control limits. Which should be narrower? Control limits or specification limits? Or which should be less? Yeah, let me ask you. Which should be the width of the control limit should be less, or the specification limit should be? Yes, control limit should be less. Right. So our whole objective is to reduce the control limit so that our process or product or service fits within the specification. Right. So here you can see standard deviation is very low. So this will always remain 1 time, 2 times, 3 times standard deviation, then 4, 5, 6. I'm 6 times standard deviation away from the specification limit. Yeah. I'm not even, the specification limit is not even, I can't even see. I'm very, very far away. And here I'm crossing. In the first case, I'm crossing it, producing defects. Like 1 time standard deviation, 2 times standard deviation, 2.5 times. I meet my specification limit at 2.5 times the standard deviation. My sigma level is 2.5, you can say, in a way. I'm not going into the details. And here it's almost 6. How many times away? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. I am at this, I call it a 6 sigma process. This I may call 2.5 sigma. So as the sigma level increases, I'm talking about sigma level, I'm not talking about sigma. See, this is sigma. This is sigma. And this is sigma level. There's a difference. Yeah. In the yellow belt only, I'm teaching you all these things. Trust me, a lot of black belts also don't understand all these things. Trust me. I'm in the industry for the last 30 years. Okay. Now, if you have understood this, you can challenge a black belt who has not done training from me. Huh? That is important. Who has not done training from me. Challenge that black belt. He will not be able to explain to you what is Six Sigma level. People confuse with standard deviation. In fact, I see a lot of YouTube videos getting 1 million views also. They are explaining the Sigma level in a different, incorrect way, right? But there is one more slight enhancement on it, which is about process shift of 1.5 Sigma. I'm not talking about that right now because this is yellow belt, so I'm not going into too much of detail, but more, on a bigger, larger canvas, like let's say high level view of the whole thing. I just wanted to explain, as the Sigma level increases, your defects reduce. Oh my God, to explain the 3-sentence definition of Six Sigma, I have to explain so much of statistics to you. Now let me come back to my slides. Now let me tell you in 3 sentences, what is Six Sigma? Six Sigma is, there are 2-3 definitions I'll give, and I hope everything you'll understand. Sigma is reducing the variation in the process so that you don't produce any defects, or your defect level is less than 3 defects per million opportunities. Another way is reducing the variation in the process so that your control limit is within the specification. Or another definition, reducing the variation in your process so that your voice of processes within the voice of customers. Yeah, these are different. Yeah. Right. Now, Avinash is asking, how did you find the defect probability? Now, you have to come to Greenbelt for that to understand that. Probability can be easily found out. There are tables. Yeah. And there are nowadays automated way. You don't have to go to tables, etc. Everything is automated nowadays. We teach you. Okay, so now that was about basics. So how would you do it? See, it's very easy. It's very easy. It's very easy. I want to reduce my weight. It's very easy. Reduce your weight. But when I go to the whole process takes time and effort. How would I achieve this? Reducing the waste in the process. Reducing the waste or reducing the variation. How will I achieve it? By using DMAC approach. Define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. Define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. DMAC. And this is taught to our yellow belts, green belts, black belts, and master black belts, so that they can do improvement projects. Now, yellow belts cannot do improvement projects. They know the basics. They know, okay, I know something like DMAC exists. I know something called a standard deviation is there, but I have not used it. Unless you use it, you can't explain to others, right? They have the knowledge. Yellow belts have got some tools and techniques knowledge, which you will be getting. In a short while, you will be understanding. You have already understood a lot, but you will understand more now. But green belts are the people who can do the projects. They learn around 100 tools. And these 100 tools are taught to you in a phased, systematic way, not the way I'm teaching right now. I'm giving you the overview right now. I'm not asking you to do anything. You're just listening. When you come to my green belt and black belt, we do a project. Today, as a yellow belt, I'll show you a project. I will do a project in front of you. Today, we'll learn a tool, we'll apply this to a imaginary project. But when you come to my green belt, we do the project together. And if you have a real life project, we do it together. If you don't have real life projects, then we do imaginary projects. When you don't get things in real life, you do imaginary things, right? So don't worry. In every case, you will learn Lean and Six Sigma. You will learn all the tools and techniques, and you will see the real practical applications of the tools and techniques. And you can really make a positive difference to your organization. That is our objective. When we teach, when I'm teaching, that is my objective. And I'm not like boring, let us learn about control chart today. There is a lower control limit. There is an upper control limit. Lower control limit is -3 times standard deviation. Upper control limit is +3 times standard deviation. And after 10 minutes, you'll say, why I'm learning this control limits? My mind is going out of control. And never in our class, right? And by the way, we also give you the we give you the videos also. The live, not the, I'm not talking about, better videos. Better videos means videos in set done in a very better environment, good environment. I'll explain. I'll give you a sample. But before that, let me tell you, green belts learn some tools, they can do projects. Black belts, wow. Black belts learn more tools, more in depth, more statistical analysis. They learn about multiple regression, binary logistic regression. These all algorithms are nowadays used in AI and data science, by the way. My 20 years ago, I conducted a session and one student called me there. Now, after 20 years, he's calling. Oh, Mr. Amitabh, you taught me regression, binary regression. And today, AI and data science class also, I was learning the same. I told you we were ahead of, we were learning these algorithms 20 years ago. Yeah. People say today AI, data science, like happening. We were doing this for last 20 years. Today, only people are realizing its power because of course, computing, computing capacities have increased multiple folds. Earlier, we used to do everything by hand or by simple Excel sheet, which used to take time. Now you have got high speed processors. So, you can achieve greater things. But the fundamentals remain the same. And the master black belt, let me talk about master black belt. We are one of the few companies in the world which conducts master black belt also. And you can become a green and black and master black belts at one go. Of course, after attending yellow, you are attending, after green, then black, then master black. You can complete it one go. And if you do a full package, there's a very good discount. Almost one or two programs come to you for free, totally. So there's a very good discount. I'll talk about that towards the end of the session. And today and tomorrow, this is our next month is our anniversary. Like we will be completing our 18 years of existence. So we are giving up. We are doing a special batch, and you are going to get a very, very special price. So wait for that. But green and black and master black belts, green belts and black belts can do the projects. Black belt can do bigger projects, larger projects. The savings will be running into $500,000 sometimes. Master black belts are the people who can launch Lean and Six Sigma in an organization. Okay. Now, I have taught you a lot of basic statistics right now. We will use these basic statistics to learn some good tools now. I hope you are ready. I hope you are ready. Let us learn DMAC now. And the best way to learn is to do. There's no point in define phase, you define the problem. Let's see how to define. Let's do it. So we'll be learning these tools today, SciPOC, Project Charter, etc. Normal distribution, I really talked a little bit about it. I'll also expand it on a control chart, normal distribution control charts, cause and effect diagram, Pareto analysis, box plots, scatter plots, process mapping. I'll talk about brainstorming. 5S, if time permits, I will talk about POCA-OK if time permits. Otherwise, I have briefly told you what is POCA-OK. I hope you remember. POCA-OK means mistake proofing. Even by mistake, you cannot commit a mistake. You cannot insert your SIM card in the wrong way because there's a cut mark at the corner. That is a POCA-OK technique. Even by mistake, you cannot commit a mistake. Yeah, so it's something similar to that. So I have covered POCA-OK today. Yeah. In yellow belt, you can't expect me to go into too much of detail, but I have a beautiful video on POCA-OK. It is also available on our Anexas YouTube channel, and you can watch those. Well, now let us start learning. Oh, before that, I was telling you, I'll give you a demonstration of the video. So let's see. I'll give you the demonstration first. I'll tell you what kind of video you will be getting. But also, I'll tell you, when we are learning DMAC, we'll imagine if you are trying to do a project, we are trying to improve something. And because I see people are from manufacturing, services, banking, healthcare, a lot of people from various industries today. So what I will do, I will take a project which everyone can understand. I think recruitment cycle time reduction, everyone understands. Everyone knows what is the recruitment process. Let me talk about that. But before that, I'll keep my promise. I will show you maybe one, just now I taught you control charts, right? I do not cover the full control charts, but still, let me show you. Let me pull out maybe the measure phase. And here I have. So when you join our sessions, you get all these videos as well. This was talking about, the I was talking about the standard deviation. I've explained this using a very simple example, how to calculate standard deviation. But right now, let me show you. This one. You will not miss me, even if question. I'm not there with you, still you'll not miss me. Okay, so here it is. Let me talk about that. Yeah. So this you remember, right?
Idea of what is control chart, let us take a simple example. Suppose I collect the data of my travel time from my home to office every day. And I find that on an average, I'm taking 30 minutes and standard deviation is 5 minutes. And we know how to calculate the standard deviation and how to calculate the average. Now, if I plot the data on a histogram, then lower control limit would be minus 3 sigma limits, that will be 15 minutes, and upper control limit would be 45 minutes, that is plus 3 times the standard deviation. So lower control limit being 15 and upper control limit being 45, I can say that my travel time is going to vary between 15 to 45 minutes. So you can expect me to travel to my office every day between 15 to 45 minutes. If someone asks me why this variation between 15 to 45 minutes is there, I can tell him that it is due to common cause variation. What is common cause variation? I can say that the variation between 15 to 45 minutes is due to lots of factors. These factors can be the traffic on the road, the weather, the car I use, my mood, or it can also depend on at what time I start from my home. So a lot of factors, which we can call it as X factors, are affecting the travel time, which is the Y here. So I can make the statement that the variation between 15 minutes to 45 minutes is due to the common causes. Means all the causes are acting on my system and producing this variation.
So I'll just repeat it. See, a lot of managers don't understand this. Now, here I was talking about maybe travel time, but let's convert this into the sales company. So this is 15,000 sales to 45,000 sales. Now, how the managers operate? This could be production also. This could be errors also. It could be, think of your own process. Try to fit this 15 and 45 in your measure, whatever measure you want. I'm taking example of a sales. One fine day, the manager finds that the sales is, wow, 40,000. Last 3 months, the daily sales first time crossed 40,000. Wow. Clapping, celebration, go to the cafeteria, enjoy some nice pizza and etc. And next day it goes down. Managers wants to take back the reward. He thinks recognition has backfired. Next day it goes down further. Now it is 30 or maybe 25. Now manager is worried. He said, let me take some action. He calls a motivational speaker, sales speaker. There are a lot of sales speakers nowadays. I will change your sales. I will multiply your sales 10x time, 20x time. Then one salesperson, trainer comes and he gives a like very enthusiastic and he inspires everyone. Yeah, you are the one. You are the chosen one. Yes, you can make it. Come on. And the next day the sales go up. The manager thinks this trainer did some wonder. But sorry to tell you, a green belt or a black belt or a statistical thinker will say, nothing has changed. This is, my dear friend, a natural variation of your process. You'll continue to operate like this day after day, month after month, year after year. Because the way you train your salespeople, the way you have got the scripts, the way you sell your product, the way you advertise, the models you use, and everything is going to deliver between 15,000 to 45,000 only. Now, it doesn't mean you cannot change, by the way. I will tell you how to change. Yeah. I'll tell you how to change. Don't worry. We are here. That is why Six Sigma is here, right?
This is known as voice of process, as if my process is telling, my traveling process is telling that I will take between 15 minutes to 45 minutes. Now, if I take 60 minutes to travel to my office, then same question is asked to me, that why did I take 60 minutes? Then my answer won't be that all the causes are acting on my system and producing this variation of 60 minutes. I might be able to point out a cause. We call it a special cause. So I may say that I took 60 minutes because maybe today there was too much traffic on the road, or it can be any factor. So when I go out of control limits, I can specify a special cause, and we call this variation as a special cause variation. So we have two types of variation: common cause variation and special cause variation. Common cause variation is part of the process, part of the natural variation of the process. And special cause variation is assignable variation. I can assign a cause to that particular event. Now, what is the difference between common causes and special causes? For special causes, you need to take immediate action. Means you need to take a prompt action so that you are able to bring the process within control.
So please understand, special causes, when it happens up or down, anywhere, operation manager has to take immediate action based on his knowledge, intuition, or experience. And he will be able to manage it. And 80% of the time, these are special causes. Something big problem happens. But don't consider common cause problem as a special cause. That's what the problem is. Oh, my sales have gone up, down, up. Whole day we are worried about this. Whole week we are worried about this. No, it's common cause. Just relax, Mr. Manager.
But for common causes, you should not take any specific action. Usually, the common cause is within the control limits, and if you want to act upon the common causes, you might have to change the control limits. And changing the control limits takes effort. You may have to do a DMAC project. You may have to do a lean project. You may have to do a Six Sigma project. And that's what we are doing. That is why we say that lean and Six Sigma is applied to chronic problems. A process is behaving in a certain way. It is behaving within some control limits for a long, long time. Last 6 months or 7 months, your procurement time has been, say, 120 days plus minus 30 days. And I would like to change the control limit. I would like to change the DNA of my process. And that is why I would need to do a Six Sigma project. To understand the variation a little more.
So this is where Six Sigma comes in. For a chronic problem, which is there for last 1 year, I'm trying to shift the control limits. That is real improvement. That is statistically significant improvement, my dear friends. And please understand that part. And that is statistical thinking. So on that note, let us start doing a project. And I hope your fundamentals are very clear now. And let us do a project. Let us see how DMAC works. So we follow define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. And when we are doing DMAC project, first we define a problem. So how to do that? See, whenever we are doing a project, generally we do it as a team. So a person who is designated as a green belt, let's say, green belts can do projects. Even black belts can do the projects. So let's say for the timing, we designate 1 or 2 people as the green belts. They're doing the project. And they will go to the process owner. Process owner means owner or manager of the process in whose process you are doing the project. So can you guess? Here, we are trying to reduce recruitment cycle time. So which process we are talking about? Recruitment process. Who could be the process owner? Owner means the manager of the process. And then there is on top of him, there is a champion or a sponsor also. Champion or a sponsor also. He's the head of the department of the process. So yeah, who could be the process owner? Yeah, your process owner could be the recruitment manager. So we are in define phase right now. We'll do a voice of question. We learn about these 3 things. So we have got our process owner, recruitment manager, and the sponsor or the champion is the head of the department. Now, these two don't have to attend any Six Sigma training, but you have to identify them and you have to designate them in your project. You have to identify, you are my process owner, you are my sponsor. You have to tell these people. They feel happy about it. They feel engaged. They will support you. Otherwise, you keep doing your project alone, sitting in a corner, and no one even listens to you. They start hating you. So you have to engage them. You have to tell, hey, Mr. HOD, head of the department, you are my champion. They feel happy. Hey, I'm the champion. Someone is calling me champion, right? So they feel happy about it. So, so jokes apart, see, you are engaging the people, you are telling the people, you are communicating with the people by forming a team, wow, we are doing a project. You write a project charter, you will write a SIPOC first. SIPOC means a high level process map. If you remember, in the beginning, those who joined a little early, those who joined late, maybe don't worry, they can see the recording. But those who joined early, I hope you remember. So this value stream map, right? Just pull out S for supplier, I for inputs, P for process, O for output, C for customers, SIPOC. So this is the only for recruitment, because I'm focusing now on a recruitment. I'm trying to improve recruitment cycle time. So I'm focusing on recruitment. Okay. So I'll focus on recruitment only. So I'll identify the customers. And generally, when we are making a SIPOC, you start with as customers, so customers, output, process, input, suppliers. So customers are the departments. Output is the recruited employee. And these are the process steps, high-level process steps. And these are the inputs. Okay. This is how you make a SIPOC. Why we are making a SIPOC? Because we know that problems are in the process, not in the people. Yeah. We also prepare you for the interview, by the way. So let me show you if, of course, SIPOC, generally I would take around half an hour to teach. Right now it's yellow belt. So I'm just giving you overview. But once we teach you all the tools, we also prepare you for the interviews. Like, for example, I'll just give you one example. For, let's say, SIPOC. So what would be the interview questions in case you claim that you are a SIPOC?
We are discussing about the Lean and Six Sigma interview questions. Let me talk about SIPOC. SIPOC is a tool derived from Deming's systems approach. He used to say that 85% of the problems are due to the processes and only 15% are contributed by the people. It is a tool that gives you 50,000 feet overview of the process. If you give me only one page to give maximum information about the process, then I would use a SIPOC. So if you are asked about the SIPOC, then you can say that it is a tool that is used to see the overall process in one instant. It gives the whole picture of suppliers, inputs, process, output, and customers. And the SIPOC, the acronym, stands for that. It makes us follow the systems approach of Deming. It is usually done in the define phase immediately after you have written the project charter. Once we know the project, then we make a SIPOC on the process in which you are doing the project. This helps us to focus on the process rather than blaming the people for all the defects, errors, and delays. To make a SIPOC, we move from right to left. That means we start by identifying the customers, then the output, then process steps, and the inputs and the suppliers. SIPOC helps us to identify the inputs or the X factors which are influencing our output, that is the Y. Because Y is function of X, SIPOC is the starting point of using the statistical methods. After that, you can give an example of a SIPOC of a process from the organization for which you are appearing for an interview. I hope you found this useful. If you liked it, then you can forward to your friends too, and keep letting me know which questions you would like me to answer.
Okay, so just to talk about that, see, in the output, the measures of the output. You remember that customer is unhappy with the measure. Remember on the output, I told you that model, right? We call it as Y. Also call it CTQ. These are the X factors. The measures on our inputs and process, they are called as X factors. So you should not worry too much about Y, because the problem is in the X. Y is function of X. That's what we say. Y is function of X. Y is dependent on X. Don't worry about Y. Y will be delivered to you. Y is not in your hands. X factors are in hands. Think about the X factors. Think about the input. Think about the process. Output will be delivered by the system. So don't worry. If you worry too much about the output, my errors should be less. That's the output. Nothing will happen. Errors will, system will give you the errors. What do you do? My training should be good. Training should be, focus on training. Your errors will automatically reduce. The system will deliver the results, as I told you, right? Now, do you agree that some things can be measured, some things cannot be measured? Do you agree with that? I told you, I earlier told you in the beginning. I'm expecting the right answer. Do you think that something can be measured, something cannot be measured? Okay, Adnan is asking, I'll be able to watch the session on YouTube tomorrow, right? Yes, you can. Not tomorrow, immediately after 1.5 hours. It will be there with you. Just attend the session till end. Those who attend the session till end, they'll receive a link. Yeah. They'll receive this recording of this video. If you have attended, yes, you'll get. Okay, so now let me tell you, you can't improve if you cannot measure. And the second rule is you can measure everything. The third rule is, if you think something cannot be measured, probably it is attribute data. So let me tell you how you can measure everything. There are two types of data, continuous data and attribute data. Continuous data can be represented on a number line. It can be represented like 55 days, 55.5. There's a possibility of a decimal, right? Possibility of a decimal, right? So 55.5. Even it can be 55.5, 2, 3, 6, 8, 9, whatever. That is continuous. It's a continuous line. It's a point on a continuous line. That is why we call it as continuous data. But attribute data is discrete data, like you can have male, female, at categories. You have categories there. So I'll give you a trick how to measure everything.
Hi, I'm Amitabh.
Hi, Amitav. Yeah, I know that. Yes. Okay, so here, yes. Where is it? Yeah, let me show. So sometimes, using videos help. It's written better than in my handwriting, right?
Two types of data, continuous data and attribute data. Continuous data can be represented on a number line. It can have a decimal place. It can also have a unit. Say, for example, age, height. Age is 52.5 years. That's my age.
Well, that was my age 2 years ago. And now I'm 54.5. Oh, I'm growing old. Come on.
Height, maybe 180.1 centimeters. Cycle time of a process, 3.5 hours. Or procurement time in an organization, 120.3 days. These are all continuous data because they all have a possibility of a decimal, means they can be expressed in decimal points, and also they all have a unit. Now let us talk about attribute data. Attribute data can be expressed in categories, and categories can be counted. Say, for example, if you want to measure happiness, so easiest way to measure any attribute data is to create a category, and if possible, you can create a binary category. A presence or absence of that attribute can be one of the simplest categories. So if I take the example of happiness, two categories I can create: happy, unhappy. So if I want to increase the happiness in the employees in the organization, then I can always count how many employees are happy. Let's say 60 employees are happy and 40 employees are unhappy. I can express this as proportion. That means proportion of happy employees in the organization is 0.6 and proportion of unhappy employees is 0.4. And it can also be expressed as percentage. Now this proportion or percentage, they don't have a unit. and a count like 60 employees, I can't have 60.1 employees who are happy. So the count will not have any decimal point. So this is what continuous data and attribute data is. Hi, I'm Amitabh.
Oh. So I was talking about, see, um, here I was talking about the types of data, right?
I can't have 60.1 employees who
Okay, fine. So here, so if you look at this, right?
are happy.
See, we created categories. Okay. Now, what is the purpose of measuring happiness? Because maybe I want to improve happiness in the employees, right? Today, 60% of the employees are happy, and I want to increase the happiness to 80% after 3 months. I can take an improvement project. Now, some people can contest. How can you know 60%? What is the criteria? I disagree with that measure. See, then in that case, you will never be able to improve. 60% doesn't mean 60%. It always have some confidence band. Like 60% plus minus maybe 3%. Even if I'm little bit, there is an error, a sampling error might be there. I'm 60 plus minus 3, and I would go to 80 plus minus 3. Good enough. By collecting few samples, let's say 100 employee sample, I can see my idea is to improve. That is more important. I'm not here to measure everything perfectly. My aim in life is not to measure. My aim is life is to improve, isn't it? So don't think of, devising an improvement, that a measure which will be the perfect measure. Don't worry about it, right? So we just talked about continuous and attribute data. Now, when I'm dealing with continuous data, then in that case, you can use histograms.
So the count will not have any decimal point. So this is what continuous data and attribute data is. It is very important to know the difference between continuous and attribute data, and it is very important to understand what is continuous data and what is attribute data, because the tools which you are going to use in the measure and analyze phases, they depend on what type of data you are dealing.
So it depends on which type of data you are dealing with. And just to add one more thing, proportion is portion out of 1. So out of 1, what is the proportion? 0.6. If the circle is 1, the portion of happy is 0.6, the portion of unhappy is 0.4. And percentage, I can also include here percentage, 60% and 40%. So here it's like out of 100, if the circle represents 100, then 60 belongs to happy and 40 belongs to unhappy. So whenever you see percentage or proportion, don't think it is continuous data. It is actually representing one category, one category of that attribute. The infection rate in a hospital, it is attribute data. 2 are infected, 98 are not infected. See, 2 infected, 98 not infected out of 100. So what is the infection rate? 2%. I hope you get it. Now, when I'm dealing with, okay, now let me go ahead a little bit.
Dealing with. If you are dealing with continuous data, then you might use histograms.
So one important thing I'd like to tell you, your choice of tools. We'll be learning some tools. I told you, histogram, control charts, basics we'll be learning. I think control charts I already taught you. So when my data type is continuous data, I can make a histogram. Like my recruitment cycle time. Most of the time, my recruitments are taking 50 days. They go up to 80 days. They go up to maybe 30 days, 20 days, let's say. Attribute data, I cannot make, let's say, customer satisfaction. So I have two categories, satisfied customers, or I'll just write satisfied customer and undissatisfied customers, right? 60 satisfied customers, 40 dissatisfied customers, right? 0.6, 0.4, 60%, 40%. Now here, I will not be able to use histogram. I'll use bar chart, happy, unhappy, happy, unhappy, or satisfied, dissatisfied. Or a pie chart, I can also use a pie chart. 0.6 happy, 0.4. So the histogram for continuous data and attribute data, pie chart. And if I'm exploring two data types, I can encounter two data types. I'm trying to, correlate two factors. When we do the root cause analysis, if I say my recruitment time is affected by, so let me take an example. Let's say recruitment time is affected by, let us say, approval time. Sometimes there are approval delays, So when the continuous data, and this is also continuous data, and I want to correlate the two, are they correlated? So when I have X and Y both, this is Y, this is X. Both are continuous data. This is recruitment time. This is approval time. As the approval time increases, the recruitment time also increases. This is known as scatter plot. That means telling me there's a correlation between approval time and recruitment time. Approval time is one of the root causes, and I should work on it. I should do something about approval. But suppose this was the case. Then it means that, well, there is no relationship between the approval and approval time and you approve in 2 days or 30 days, doesn't matter. My recruitment will take around 50 days, 50 to 60 days. There's no relation. Even I approved for one recruitment, I approved 2 days. In 2 days, still it took 60 days. One recruitment, I took 30 days, but it took 40 days only. There's no relation. Then I will waste my time if I try to reduce the approval time. And that is not a root cause. So this is how I validate my root cause using data analytics. I can even find peerless or correlation coefficient. I'll not talk about that now. I can even make prediction equations, regression equation, which can be easily done in Minitab. I'll demonstrate Minitab in a short while. Minitab is a software which will give you when you join our green belt. Everything is included in a very, very small fee. You'll be very happy to know the fee. So, yes. And suppose I want to, see, recruitment is affected by, let us say, job description is not available. Job description availability. Job description availability. So here, job description available, not available. Yeah, that is attribute data, isn't it? Now, I cannot use, now I have got my Y factor and X factor. Y is the recruitment time. Still, I want to know whether recruitment time, which is Y, is getting affected by job description availability. Now, this is attribute data, right? I cannot make a histogram. Job description available, job description not available. There are two categories. Remember, attribute is categorical data. So I've got two categories now. Job description available. How will I measure job description availability? With available or not available? In certain situations, whenever I collected the data, some situations, the job description is available. My recruitment time was between 20 to 30 days. When job description was not available, my recruitment time was between 40 to 50 days. What does it prove? And this actually we call it as box plot. I will not talk about box plot, but if you are interested in learning box plot, you can please watch my video. Again, I'm going to giving the link. If you're already subscribed, link will automatically open. If you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, Anexas YouTube channel, you've not subscribed, then you'll have to subscribe and then you can watch that. But in either case, the link will take you there to the right place. So one box plot video is given to you here. It will be coming up in a short while. You can know about how to prepare what box plot, etc. But in the green belt, when you come to my program, together we do all these things. And we make these. Right now, I'll just do a demonstration. Now here, looking at this graph, I can easily tell that job description availability matters. If I ensure my job descriptions are available throughout the organization for each and every post, I'll drastically reduce almost by 20 days my recruitment time. I can make a policy, I can give some suggestion because this is the root cause. I will say, well, you are the root cause, Mr. Job Availability, you are the root cause. Or I may say that it is not the root cause if something like this, I get some data like this. Job descriptions available or not available, still I'm taking 50 to 60 days. Yeah. That means what? Job description availability or not availability doesn't matter in my organization. Root cause lies somewhere else. The delays are due to something else. We are not saying job description doesn't matter at all. It matters, but it is not the root cause. So see how based on the data we are making our decisions. I hope you are with me. I hope I have not lost you. I hope you are understanding what I am saying. Right. Now, those who are interested in joining my sessions, a lot of people are asking. So I will tell you how to join my sessions in a short while. But let me show these things. Let me not forget. We are doing a project right now. So let us go back and start doing the project. So after this, we write a project chart. Define phase, I write a project chart. Here we'll write a problem statement and a goal statement. Okay. Here we'll write a problem statement and goal statement. Ganesh Penta is there with me. Thank you. Yes. Now, problem statement is 50 days. Today, the recruitment. And the goal statement is, I want to reduce it to 30 days by July, whatever that. This is a 12-year-old project. Approximately, there are $300,000 of savings. So this is my project charter. Now we go to the identification of Y and X factors by collecting the data. So I'm collecting the data not only on the symptoms, but also on the root causes. Because I cannot do, as I told you, I can't do much about the Y, the output. I can only monitor them, but I can control the X factors. When you go to the doctor, let's say I go to the doctor and say, I am having fever. For the doctor, the CTQ here, the measure here is the temperature. He doesn't try to reduce my body temperature. He actually finds the root causes. You know, he collects the data, blood tests, etc., X-ray, etc. Then based on that, he says, oh, you have got this issue. He finds the root cause and attacks the root cause. He doesn't tell me, he doesn't attack the temperature, but oh, you have got 101 or let's say 38 degrees Celsius or 102 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, let me put you in a refrigerator and take you out after 3 minutes. Your body, he will not do that. But that's what we do in our organizations. We focus on the why. There is a delay. We start thinking of how to reduce the delay. Yeah. There are errors, mistakes, complaints. These are all whys. How can I reduce the complaint? I'm focusing on the complaint. It's like telling patient to sit in the refrigerator. Our meeting should focus on the X factor, identify the X factor, then. So first collect the data, and then, so you collect the data and then plot your histogram. And also identify a defect. What is a defect? Any recruitment taking more than 60 days is a defect. So how many defects we are making? 27. Out of how many? 47. If in 1 million, how many defects you would have made? Multiplied by 1 million. We call it as DPMO, defects per million opportunities. So we calculate the defects per million opportunities, then convert into a sigma level using a table. That's not in the scope of our yellow belt session right now. So here, there's for every DPMO, there's a sigma level associated. So you can calculate the sigma level looking at the table. In another training program, I have talked about that table, but right now, maybe today I focus a lot of on statistics. So let me show you how to do this in Minitab. So Minitab looks like Excel sheet. So this is the recruitment time. This is the recruitment time. Stat. So don't worry how I am doing it. If you join my session, it says 1 or 2 hours to learn all the tools. Not a big deal. So I'm just making a recruitment time. Yeah, so histogram of our recruitment time, average is 50. Standard deviation is 4.7, which is 5 days. Yeah. And I can also make a control chart. If I want a control chart, I can make a control chart also of the same data. So I can say the process. I can say that, lower control limit and upper control limit, my process is under control. Process is under control. Yeah. It is not having special causes. It's predictable in nature. See, process under control doesn't mean it is satisfying the customer, right? The voice of customer might be somewhere else. In the beginning, I told you, voice of process is control limits. But voice of customer tells us whether we are satisfying or not. The customer depends on control limits are crossing my control voice of process or not, voice of customer or not. Yeah. Those who joined early, they know all these things. And those who joined late, don't worry. This recording is there. Please watch this. It's very useful for you. Trust me. I'm not telling just to sell or something. Trust me, it will help you. It will change your mindset. Yeah. There are a lot of other tools like FMEA, failure modes effects analysis. I will not be talking about it today, but it is available for you to watch as a independent tool. Just do an FMEA, failure modes and effect analysis in your process. And, you can solve your problem in just 1 hour. The link is there in your chat box. Watch that at a later stage, FMEA. If you ask me which one video I should watch, then this is FMEA is that video. It will solve your problem in just 1 hour. Just do it. First watch the video, learn the tool. I have also given you the template, FMEA template on that same page. And you will send me a thank you note. On LinkedIn, you can write on LinkedIn. You can appreciate me on LinkedIn, right? I attended Amitabh Saxena's training program. He was very good, etc. Give me some publicity also. I don't have big budget. I keep doing free programs. I don't have big budget for publicizing my services. Unlike those big organizations, big, their budgets of millions of dollars because they have got a lot of funding. I'm poor man. I don't have any funding. Independently, I'm teaching. So please help me, right? Please put this in your somewhere social media, tag me. I'll get, at least that is, in India, you call it Guru Dakshina, right? At least do this thing. Okay, now coming back. Okay, coming back. Now we are talking about, yeah. So what we have done, we have completed our measure phase, right? Now we have done measure phase. I have done my histogram. I have told the world where am I? I'm at 1.14 sigma. I'm at 1. Oh, my process sigma is low. I would like to increase it. I'll reduce my level defects. I want to reduce the defects. Means delays I will reduce. How? By doing analyze. I'll find the I'll do my brainstorm on possible causes. Let me brainstorm on possible causes. Process door, data door. There are two doors. Process door means map the process, do a Gemba walk, identify the non-value added steps. And in the data door, make a cause and effect diagram, also known as Ishikawa diagram or fishbone diagram. Make a control impact matrix, make a Pareto chart, make a box plot or sketch plots. So let us see one by one. Well, first let us do the process door. Let us do a Gemba walk. Gemba walk means go to the field, go look at how people are recruiting, how the whole process, walk through the process. You'll see a lot of things are taking place which are not adding any value. Delays, waiting, approval, mail, then again reply, then again mail, then reply, then again mail, then explanation. I don't understand. Oh, why don't you understand? I don't understand. Why don't you understand? These are all wastes in the process. Yeah. There are 7 wastes, 8 wastes. I did briefly talk about in the beginning. Identify those wastes. You can also apply escape analysis. Escape means eliminate. You ask these 5 questions for every step. Eliminate, simplify, combine. Now, if you want to learn escape in detail, I have given a case study with full explanation in another video, which link will be appearing now. You can store these links. It is good for you. You learn a lot. Automate, parallel. So what I'll do, I will ask these 5 questions. Can I eliminate it? Can I simplify? Can I combine? Oh yeah, I can combine. Okay, let me combine these 2. What about this? Can I eliminate? Oh, I can eliminate, remove this. Combine, automate. Oh yeah, I can automate it. Can I do this in parallel? Yes, I can do this in parallel. So what will happen? What will happen? After some time, you will come out with a new process map. See, the process which you are following was designed 20 years ago. No one has taken time to look at this process. Everyone knows this, whatever you are doing is half of the time it's waste. But you keep following blindly. Yeah, this is the policy of our organization. This is the process. See, 20 years ago, a process which was designed, or even 10 years ago, it doesn't even know that's a WhatsApp. There is a WhatsApp with you. A lot of things, they don't know about the recent technology. They are still following the old processes. You may be the first person in the history of the process to do this investigation. Do it. Then data door. Make a cause and effect diagram. Get the people together. Tell them. Brainstorm on all the possible causes. Write down all the possible causes on the wall with the help of post-its. You can't work on everything. So you can make voting and identify the, which causes are having highest votes. Or sometimes you can even collect the data, which causes are occurring most of the time. So that will be your next tool, which is Pareto 80-20. Mr. Pareto was an Italian economist who found that 80% of the wealth in Italy was with 20% of the people. So he found this in, he found this prevalent everywhere. 80% of the crops produced by the farmers was 20% of the types of the crops. You will also find that 80% of your revenues are coming from 20% of your customers. So you have 100 customers, 20 of them are giving you 80% of the total revenue. 80-20 rule, Pareto chart, vital few, trivial many, they call it. So how to do that? Let me show you in Minitab. Everything is possible now, everything is automated. So now one more thing. You have to brainstorm. Some brainstorming rules you have to observe. Let me show you some of the basic brainstorming rules, then I'll talk about this cause and effect in Pareto, how to do it in Minitab. So when you're doing some brainstorming,
Once we have collected the data,
so these are some of the ground rules of brainstorming. Whenever you are doing some brainstorming, remember that you should follow some techniques, some rules. So some of the rules are highly violated.
participants about the time, venue, topic well in advance. So they are mentally prepared for brainstorming. As I told you that brainstorming is used for either generating the possible root causes or getting the ideas to solve the problems. There are certain rules which need to be followed in brainstorming. The rules of brainstorming are: give equal opportunity to everyone who is participating. So tell them to participate, and you can use different techniques. As I told you, we will be learning in the improve phase. Capture all the ideas, so document all the ideas. Whatever is being discussed, whatever ideas the participants are given, someone should be there to document, or a scribe you can appoint to document all the ideas. Leave your designation and ego along with your shoes outside the meeting room. That means don't think that if you are senior, your idea carries more weightage. So obviously this ground rule should be very clear to everyone, and everyone should be encouraged to give an idea, and everyone's idea should carry equal weightage. There should be a non-threatening environment. When people are giving ideas, they should not be afraid of giving ideas. So you should create an environment where people should be encouraged to give the ideas. Also, we should ensure that wherever the brainstorming is taking place, there should not be any disturbance, so people are focused on brainstorming. Sometimes people might deviate from the topics. There is a tendency that some important issue crops up during the discussion. So at that time, you can always create a parking lot saying that, well, this idea or this issue is very, very important, and we can park it to be discussed after a while once we complete the brainstorming on this particular topic. We should encourage people to fantasize freely. We should not put brakes on our thoughts. So you can give some out-of-the-box ideas, you can give some wild ideas, and if people are giving you wild ideas, they should be encouraged. If you give a specific duration of brainstorming, we should try to complete the brainstorming within the time duration, and defer evaluation. Now this is one of the rules which is often violated. People start discussing the ideas. Someone gives an idea and someone else says, well, it will not work in an organization. Or some other person gives an idea and someone else comments that, wow, it's a great idea. So don't evaluate. Reserve your comments for evaluation at a later stage. When you are generating the idea, when you are generating the root causes, they are not to be evaluated. You cannot say that it is a good idea or this is a very good root cause which you have thought of. No evaluation, just write down whatever is being suggested. Generate quantity, do not worry about the quality at the initial stages. So you have to generate lots of root causes, lots of solutions, more the better. A pearl diver, he dives into the sea to find the pearls. If he just collects 10 oysters, the probability of getting the pearl is very low, but if he collects thousands of oysters, the probability of getting the pearl is very high. So similarly, if you want to collect great ideas, some of the out-of-the-box ideas, some creative ideas, then definitely you should create more and more ideas. So how to generate those ideas? There are different techniques. Some of these techniques we'll be discussing in our improve phase, but right now we are in analyze.
So we discussed in the analyze phase some of the ways to generate ideas, and now, so we created, imagine that we created, all the possible root causes related to man, machine, material, 6 M's, they call it 6 M's technique. Man, machine, material, method, Environment, measurement. Environment, just to make it M, you can make Mother Nature also. So these are the 6 M's. Let's brainstorm on all the 6 M's. Man-related problems, responsibility, lack of completion, all that stuff. This was actually the real project which we did. So I can make a cause and effect diagram in just a few clicks. So one day will come, they'll say, please make a cause and effect diagram. It will come. Like ChatGPT. ChatGPT said to make these diagrams after some time. That will also come. So now I have a cause and effect diagram, right? See, life is easier nowadays with tools. We teach you the tools, right? Life is very easy. You don't have to spend too much time in analysis. Everything is just few clicks. Everything is ready. Histogram is ready. Control chart is ready. Cause and effect diagram is ready. Pareto chart, it will be ready in a short while, I'll tell you. Scatter plot, box plot, everything is ready in just few clicks. So what is happening now? I've got so many causes. I can't work on them. I'll identify 80-20, which are the top causes. So I start listing down the reasons. Okay, first recruitment got delayed due to the approval time. Second recruitment because JD was not available, job description was not available. Type of hiring, some types of hiring, they take long time. Okay, there's so many causes, but some of the causes are appearing again and again, multiple times. So which causes are appearing how many times? I will do a Pareto chart. So whenever the data is attribute data, I will use a Pareto chart. And when the data is continuous data, I did a histogram. Remember that? Remember? I can do a pie chart also here, by the way, but Pareto will be better for me. It will be more useful for me. So let's do a Pareto. Please, Mr. Pareto, come to my rescue. Okay, give me 80-20 rules. Which are the top causes? Okay, assessment time. So here, how many times assessment time is appearing? 13 times. Job description not available. How many times it is appearing? 9 times. What is the total percentage of contribution amongst all the causes? 34% for assessment time and 23% for job description not available. Okay. What about the first two together? First two together are given by this cumulative line. Let's look at this cumulative line. This cumulative line is telling me, okay, together first two are giving me 57%. And first 3 to 4 almost are giving me 84%. So let me focus on those 4 only. Forget about the rest. There are so many causes. Just focus on 4. And these become my root causes. Well, we can't trust too much on the judgment of the people. So let me revalidate those causes using scatter plots and box plots. Or if advanced tools, if you want to use, you can use regression, chi-square test, and ANOVA also. So under special class, see, depending on the combination of X and Y, you will choose the right tool. Let me tell you. Recruitment time, and you want to see approval time. Both are continuous data. I can use scatter plot. Let us see scatter plot. Let us do a scatter plot. Scatter plot is telling me y-axis is the recruitment time, x-axis is approval time. Let us see, is it related? Well, it appears to be related. It's positively correlated. So approval time becomes my root cause. I can even make a regression equation and predict. I'll not go that much detail today, but it's just one click, you get your regression equation. Everything is possible in just one click. All your tests, everything is possible in one click. And now, let us say recruitment time and assessment time. Are they correlated? Is assessment time one of the root causes of recruitment time? Let me see. Again, I'll do a scatter plot because both are continuous data. The recruitment time and assessment time. Assessment time is time taken to assess the candidate. Oh, well, there is not much relation. This is called scattered. There's no pattern, positive, negative. It's assessment time, not really the root cause. Not not much. So let's not worry too much about it. How about recruitment time and job description availability? Job description availability, not available, available. See, okay, I let me tell you about the data also. I could have told you earlier. See, recruitment number 3452. What was the approval time? 17 days. What job description was not available. Type of hiring was expat. Assessment time was 18. And recruitment time for that candidate was 52. This was the data. This is how we have collected the data on 15 sample, 15 recruitments. Yeah. So now coming back, recruitment time and job description availability, are they affecting? What do you think? See, the statistician's answer would be, I don't know. Let the data prove it. Let it be proved by the graph, or we call it also hypothesis tests. So recruitment time versus job description availability. Well, let us see, use a box plot now. Why? Because one is attribute, one is continuous. I cannot use a scatter plot. I will use a box plot. Okay, Minitab, please tell me. Box plot, please tell me. Well, job description when available, it is taking less time. Job description not available, it's taking more time. Okay, that means yes, there's an issue. That means job description is a problem. So similarly, you will, do the all the tools. So I hope you have understood a lot of things. I'll talk about improve phase and control phase also, but before that, a lot of you are asking about how do you join the sessions. So let me tell you that you can, so this is a summary of the rules which I just described. Single column, it's continuous data, you can use graphical sample or histogram, and attribute data, you can use a Pareto chart. And if it's two columns, like two factors, one is continuous, one is attribute, you can use a box plot. Both are continuous, you can use a scatter plot, and one is both are attribute, you can do a Pareto chart. So interactive live trainings are available. Recordings available for lifetime access. 2 projects done in class. Guidance provided for lifetime association with me. That's, I value that. My students 25-year old, 25 year ago, they were 25 years back then. Now they're 50-year-old. They have become CEOs of they have become multi-millionaires. Some of them are very well-known faces in the industry. Yeah. So let me show, because some people are asking me about the attending the session. So before I go to the improve phase, just let me answer. Let me ask you a question. If you are interested, I can give you some details. And after that, I'll continue with the improve phase. I'll also tell you. So if you can answer this question. It's a poll. So I will send you, those who are interested, I'll send you the links. I will send you the details to register, and you can register. And many of you are telling you'll attend immediately. Okay, that's great. Those who will attend it immediately, I'll have a special benefit and offer for you. So you have heavy discounts today. Some people will attend it late. Don't worry. Even if you want to avail of that offer, you can register, but you can attend later also. So we have multiple batches. My team member will show you the dates. He is going to show you here the dates. So trainings are on weekends. So I have got 4 batches for you. Because, I want to give a nice offer. Generally, we are doing these batches because this offer time. During the offer, we have April 29, we are starting. Or there's another batch which is starting on May 27. This is Saturday, Sunday batch. One batch is Friday, Saturday batch, which is starting again on April 29. And then If you are not able to join that, you can join May 27 batch. Then we have got weekday batch. I cannot see the down below the dates. Just a minute. So can you make it? I think yeah, or just do it in the another view, which is a shorter view. Yeah, yeah. This is better. This is better. At least people see. Yeah. So here you can see that now there's another weekend batch. Weekend batch means Monday to Thursday, 2 hours every day. Weekend batch 2 hours every day. These are the dates. You can choose your dates. These are the times. You can, if you're morning, then these are the times. In the evening, these are the times. And I also conduct a lot of free trainings. Apart from that, the Yellow Belt, you can join my PMP Project Management Training Workshop. Happens on 2nd May. CPHQ workshop happens on 7th April. Okay, it's all over. It's done already. Yesterday I did that. A Yellow Belt session, April 15. Data Science, it is April 28. And Power BI, it is April 14. So these are the sessions which, if you are interested, some more free sessions, feel free to join us. And also, I will tell you, so if you become a Yellow Belt, you'll get rid of inability to do anything if you face a problem in your organization, and you'll get rid of inability to waiting for promotion or dependence on the job, because people will value you a lot. No one likes to leave this green belt or a black belt. You can start on your own also. Apart from doing projects for your own organization, you can start on your own. That's the best part. So I'd like to invite you and to my training programs. And let me show you I think many of you are asking about the, so what you'll be getting. You'll be getting a green belt certificate along with that lean expert certificate. Then you will get a black belt certificate. Then if you are interested in master black belt, go for it. And project completion certificate, 50 completed real projects, Minitab software, which virtual project completion, annual membership to alumni group. So lots of things. And it costs usually a lot. But there's a special offer for this Foundation Day offer, which is going to happen the next month. We are giving you a lot of things for free. And not only that, if you register today, you will get 50 to 70% further discount on the published price. And the first 10 people will receive very, very special discount. Those who are attending for the first 10 people who are registering today, they will receive very, very special discount. And you'll be getting lots and lots of things along with this training material, the certificates, the projects, Minitab software, one project done in the classroom, one project shown in the classroom, towards the end. So 2 projects total. If you want to do a real life project, you can even do that as well. So most welcome. Please attend. I'd like to invite you to attend my green belt, black belt, master black belt training. And also, I'd like to invite you to attend my data science, project management, CPHQ, Power BI, AI training sessions also. But not to forget, let us see. Okay, let's go back. So we were in improve phase, right? So we had done. Now we have to brainstorm on possible causes. So there are various ways of brainstorming. So there's one way, 635. 635 means 6 people are given this piece of paper. This piece of paper, every 6 people are given. And the problem which we need to solve is defined that, okay, we want to reduce recruitment time. How can we reduce? Or the top job description availability. How to make sure that job descriptions are available throughout the organization. What are the 3 ideas? So the 6 people, they will receive this paper And then after that, they will fill this paper. I will give them 5 minutes to write 3 ideas. So suppose, this is someone. Okay, let me play the video, I think video.
Offer form. So a form or a white sheet is given to each one of the participants, and in the 5 minutes, they write 3 ideas. Once they have written down the 3 ideas, in the next 5 minutes, again they have to write the 3 ideas by passing on the form to each other. You keep on circulating the papers till the time you receive back your own paper. So you can imagine that in the next 30 minutes, once the form is circulated to everyone and you have looked at the form of each other, you would have generated 108 ideas in just half an hour. While you are participating in 635 technique, you can add ideas.
So that was a brief note about how to do 635 technique. Now, there are multiple ways. Just to tell you, this is like, just one brainstorming technique. There could be, there could be many things, many other brainstorming ideas which you can use. So if you are interested, please watch again the same answer. Please go to the YouTube channel, and lots of other tools are also given. So finally, you come out with the ideas for these root causes. Once you work on those root causes, and after that, what will happen? You will try to control. You would like to hold the gains. See, once the recruitment time is reduced, don't feel too happy about it. It will go down. It may go down. So establish control systems in place so that it doesn't go down. So train the people, have reviews every 3 months, 4 months, and things will remain stable. And finally, the CEO is always interested in looking at this type of chart. What type of chart? Before and after. So I have now improved, and I have the data before how much it was, after how much it was. Yeah. I will make a control chart of before and after. Let me make a control chart of before and after. This was the before, and this is after. There's a statistically significant improvement in the process, and now there's a statistically valid. My improvement is statistically valid, right? So that's how we do the projects. As simple as that. You learned a lot of techniques today. Yep. Let's play a game now. Game, yes. So ladies and gentlemen, here is your chance to win $1 million. First question on your screen. The inputs to a process are called. Right answer will give you $10,000. Yeah, the X factors. Fastest fingers first. A lot of people have given the right answer. The X's, yes. The inputs to a process are called the X factors, inputs, and outputs are called Y. Yes. यस बताइए कि इसमें सही उत्तर क्या है सही उत्तर देगा आपको 1,00,000 रुपए Okay, so right answer, yes. What the customer sees, A is the right answer, yes. So a lot of people have given the right answer. Output of a process is what the customer sees. Yes, absolutely right. Which of the following is not a deliverable of the DMAC analyze phase? इसमें से कौन सा तत्व है जो मेजर एनालाइज फेज के अंतर्गत नहीं आता है? Which is not coming in the analyze phase? Which is not coming in the analyze phase at all? Never. Yeah. Yes. Solution. solutions is the right answer. It will not come in the analyze phase, it will come in the improve phase. Solutions are coming in the improve phase. Okay. Okay, great. So most of you have given almost everything is right. Sometimes one or two, sometimes you might have missed. So once again, I would like to invite you. Now, let me tell you how to implement Six Sigma. You create an infrastructure, you first convince the senior management that why Lean Six Sigma is important. Now I'm telling you the top-down approach. There are two ways. Top-down means it starts with the senior management, and the senior management support the whole initiative, and then they recruit the green belts, black belts, they identify the improvement projects, and then allocate these projects to the green belts and black belts. The other part is the bottoms up approach, means the green belts and black belts like you individually, they get trained and then they improve. So in this case, individually it's more, benefit is to the individual rather than to the organization. But that's also fine. But the ideal way would be, organization launches it in from the senior management support with the help of the management support. So you create an infrastructure, steering committee, identify the projects. Then we generally, train the senior management. Here, I'm seen training the senior management in the champions training. And once I gave them some problem to solve, they were not able to solve. Then I told them some basic tools and techniques, and they applied that, and they got convinced that these tools really work. Then they nominate the green belts. Once they nominate the green belts or the black belts, they come to the classroom.
Team name 1, 2, 3. Anti-Muda. And your slogan 1, 2, 3. Green Air Go. Okay. And your song 1, 2, 3. Here it goes.
How do you want to go? Okay, girls will sing.
Yeah.
All of us will last for you guys.
Yeah.
Let's not be
Me.
we are a team.
Wow.
So basically, then they complete the project. National Healthcare Service in UK, they did Lean Six Sigma in multiple hospitals. He has come.
Well, we have Alex with us, and he has done excellent
Then you
Lean
present
Six
this
Sigma
to senior
projects
management.
in National Healthcare Service and in hospitals. So, Alex, would you like to tell us something about it?
Hello, I'm Alex Wells, Head of Service Improvements at the Royal Liverpool University Hospital. I've been really fortunate to present today on how us as a trust are using Lean and Six Sigma principles to deliver better care for our patients. I've presented today on a lot of the work that we've done around how we've improved patient outcomes, reducing mortality, improving length of stay, and also talked about how we can actually realise some financial benefits from that. Over the past 2 years, we've been really fortunate that we've done some good work, and it's actually delivered us £2 million worth of quality efficiencies through delivering better patient care.
Thank you,
Well,
Malikur Rahman. Thanks a lot for the kind words. Malikur Rahman is telling you are a powerhouse. Thanks a lot. That gives me power. Now, that gives me more power, right? Okay, so since this Bank Muscat, again, we have done lots of projects there. We have a lot of credentials. Nakel, the biggest logistics company, for the last 10 years, multiple projects.
My name is Mohammed Al Bayati. I'm the CEO of Napel. Through Anexas, Mr. Amitabh has teach me and more than 1,000 employee of Napel, Six Sigma and Lean processes. This affected our bottom lines by millions of riyals, and it is having a big impact in changing our company from a local company to a regional or multinational company. Thanks to Anexas and Mr. Amitabh. Thank you very much.
Okay, so that was about, let me talk about anyone from healthcare. How many are from healthcare here? I've got some healthcare case studies also. Even the Deputy Health Minister of Saudi Arabia, he has attended our sessions and he has given great credentials. Plus,
We have
uh,
Dr. Tarif Alama with us, the
Dr.
Deputy
Mohammed Abdul
Minister.
Ali,
And
again from Ministry of Health, he has also uh, completed. So, yeah, so April 29, yeah, so as I told you already. Yeah, so that's in lots of things we have implemented. And one more thing, let me tell you about uh, one more, theme parks, Ferrari World, Abu Dhabi, if you visited, or Warner Brothers, all these, they are all our clients. Just have a look. So now I'll start answering
signature
questions.
rides here at Ferrari World Abu Dhabi, and we decided to work on how we could increase the reliability of the time it takes to update our queue time boards, because as you know, every minute that guest waits in a queue line is super important.
We had the brainstorming session with the team and we went through a few topics and then we chose the most appropriate one for the course. The chosen topic was reduce facilities management service request closeout time.
So I was eager to use statistics and data analytics to solve a business challenge. One of the challenges we had is the erosion of the retail per capita spend in Ferrari World Abu Dhabi, and that was my topic.
Well, actually, being an HR professional, recruitment lead time has been always a problem across the board. So taking that subject in specific will help me improve onto the recruitment cycle.
So what we had worked on was redesigning the product launch process, which we've now implemented.
We had a discussion within our team, and the most critical area that we faced was our closing process. So we decided among ourselves that this is the one that we should go for.
Yeah, the course that we did was a week-long online facilitated course. It was fantastic. It showed us the whole methodology behind Lean Six Sigma, and it also provided a various amount of tools that we could be able to use to improve all of the existing processes that we have here in the park.
Well, it was 1 week training. It was very interesting and always energetic in terms of interaction in the class. Every single day has been different and the knowledge sharing has been remarkable.
This gave us a broader perspective to understand the issues, and it gave us opportunity to do some brainstorming, and we were able to come up with better solutions from a wholesome perspective.
It was a very stimulating experience where we met every day with the colleagues, all very engaged, eager to learn, and keen on and willing to actually pause, step back from their day-to-day work to get some new perspectives. So it was really a refreshing exercise.
When an issue comes to us, we try to think about it from a Lean Six Sigma perspective. We try to define the issue, we make a project charter about it, we try to analyze it. So it has changed the perspective of how we look at issues.
Statistics allowed me to understand the root cause of the problem and come up with the very targeted improvement initiatives that we aim at implementing within the year. So every dirham per cap increase would represent 1 million revenue uplifts in a standard year. So the impact can be significant.
Well, this program is in benefit not just for me as a recruiter, but it helps the whole organization in terms of how we can identify issues, how we can look into problems.
So what's really exciting is that since we completed the course and we implemented all of the changes that we worked through, we have 100% seen a decrease in the time that it takes to upload the queue time boards, which is really cool. And one other really exciting thing is that one of the recommendations that the team and I put forward through in our project, for the project I should say, is that has now been funded through the business. So you'll have to watch this space for more. I can't tell you just yet.
So these are some of the credentials, and there are multiple videos with us to prove our credentials from different industries. So welcome once again to my training programs, green belts, black belts, master black belts, or project management. And yeah, Ahmed is asking, I'm having done my master of philosophy in TQ. Can you please suggest any topic for research thesis in hospital industry? So see, that's research thesis for hospital. Uh, uh, so there could be multiple ways. See, try to choose something where you can easily collect the data and which is a real problem, which health care industry really wants to solve. So some of these may include, like for example, you can say current ones could be robotic surgery. Uh, what is the acceptability or the success rates of robotic surgery? It could be something like, either acceptance of robotic surgery or any new techniques which are related to AI, data science, and healthcare. Try to work on that. That's what I can think of immediately. Of course, if a little bit of more time is given, I may think of more as well. So thanks a lot, Ziad. Yeah, there is a certificate there. You can always get a certificate, and also it will cost a little bit, just to cover our administration cost. It will cost hardly about what you will pay for a lunch. So if you can kindly contribute that part, that will help us to sustain this whole initiative of free trainings in the future, because we have to advertise for the in the social media about it. So it does incur a little bit of cost. So once again, please join us. Power BI as well, invitation to join. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn page, Anexas. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn. So just you can follow me on LinkedIn if you want. And again, Anexas YouTube channels, Anexas LinkedIn channel, LinkedIn page, and Instagram page definitely will help you to enhance your knowledge. And every day I post something related to quality tools and techniques, which is very, very simple to understand. And you can inculcate those habits of reading those or learning about these tools every day, almost through your LinkedIn or social media accounts. Yeah. So the training is totally free. This training was totally free. We are not charging you anything for the training. And but yeah, if you want a certificate, this will incur a little bit of administration cost, which if you are interested, we'll be happy to tell you how much it is, and you can just contribute a little bit, as I told you, for the sustenance of this whole initiative. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much. I hope, Anita, you understand this part. And yes, and so okay. Okay, so thanks a lot, Anita, and Gloria. Thanks a lot. So we'll see you sometime soon. Yeah, we can meet you in LinkedIn at least. Yeah. Thanks a lot, Abhishek. Abhishek, I'm Amitabh. I hope you got the point. Yeah, we are, yeah. Ganesh, thanks a lot. Jyoti, thanks a lot. Okay, so then we'll see you soon. And some of you, thanks a lot. Some of you have already registered. Thanks for that. And those who are waiting, we please don't waste too long. The opportunities come rarely, and to do the certification, this is the right time. And as you proceed, more and more will get certified, and there's more competition. So always better to do it right now.